We're all looking at the same thing. Thank you for joining us for another perspective from the Sag Nasty If Anybody Asks Me podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment. For more videos, please subscribe to the channel.
Flipping through the pages, seeing the little dudes in the rubber round with their faces painted, pointing at the picture, bro. That's what I'm doing. Wow. That's infantry. Cool. That sign me up. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like working there, you also get to meet a lot of different community leaders, different people in different areas in the hoods and stuff, man. It was perfect. You know what I mean? It's like, because yeah, police got bad raps and stuff nowadays, you know, because of certain incidents and stuff that happen, man. But I always remember, like, Saginaw PD had like a certain level of respect with everybody around it. Yeah, they may have had their incidences here and there, but like I said, small compared to some of the
You
other
weren't like
places I've been in.
overall. You're not embarrassed, or you're
No,
proud of
no,
what you
not at
saw
all.
from the
Proud,
force.
huge.
Yeah.
And I'm quick to be tell people, man, that's where I started my career at in law enforcement. I'm like, yes, I started there, man. That's how I was trying to do that. Be the
I think
cop,
things
go to
changed a
pictures.
lot
Yeah,
too. Things changed a lot too
with the
from.
cameras.
Yeah,
With the cameras. It was the
cameras was a
technology,
big
the
deal.
cameras. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which it kind of went some good, some bad. You know what I mean? Because it did. I will say this: it helped clean up some stuff in areas where people probably were doing bad things, right?
But
Because
it's like the
let's be
Draymond
real.
punch. It's like fights happen
Oh man, right?
fights happen at practice, but
Exactly.
once you get
All the
on
time.
camera, woo,
It looks different. You see what I'm
it
saying? Like
looks way
perception is
different.
reality, right?
I
It
punched
looks
a
a
guy in
lot
soccer and
different.
they had it on camera and then like it
Oh
looked
yeah.
bad. And it's like that guy actually punched me and you can't see it on camera because of
Senior
the
year,
angle.
I
And I
got
hit him
kicked
right
out
back.
after the base. Right after the Bay
Yeah.
City Central game, I punched a kid during the game. Out the next week. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
it's like
When
you
you
said,
catch
at the
it.
wrong time, it
Yeah.
could be. Yeah,
It
but
looks
here's the
bad.
thing
Yeah.
though. It definitely set up like the success, and then like as I get there, then they had the hiring freeze. Right, they was about doing some layoffs,
I
stuff like
remember that.
that. It
Yeah,
was
yeah, right.
everything is kind of hard times was coming. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of
Yeah.
crazy, but it was happening.
Yeah.
So once again, here I am. I'm like, man, I'm kicking ass. I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm going through the hiring process for the state troopers. I'm like, man, they how this hiring freeze is it, they didn't know when they was gonna let it up. So now here I am kind of sitting there like, okay, I just got laid off in the city. I'm being wait, you know, I'm basically in the pipeline for these guys. Hopefully the city pop back up first, or you know, the state troopers come back on. So I'm like laid off, kind of sitting there like, what do I do? Twiddling my thumbs. And then it hit me. I'm like, man, I'm 22 years old.
Yeah, you're young.
I got my girlfriend, which is not my wife now, but you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, I ain't got no kids. I always wanted to go to the military. I'm like, well, this was a great start because like I said, I got to go play college football and get in good shape, do this, right? I'm still kind of fresh from that. I get a spend of like a couple years here at the police department. You see, like a year or so there, it's like, oh shit, like this is cool. I could do this. Now I had that perfect opportunity to take off and go to the military. Because like I said, I wasn't so much an 18-year-old little snot-nosed kid. I needed a little bit of a couple years of CMU and some other stuff to like get me to that point to where I was like,
Yeah.
you know what, that would be a good decision to make right now, because instead of sitting around here waiting, once again, I probably would have fell into the distractions. I would have lost
Good
this one
choice,
because I
right?
would have been stuck there in Saginaw. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not saying that that was a bad thing, but I was already making. I had made a move to come back, only to try to go away, and then it's like, and then when that happened, I'm like, oh man, it's happening again. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a extreme, like kind of
Did
360
someone come to
pivot.
you?
No. So check this out. This is what's funny about that story. So the recruiters, the Marine recruiters, used to always come up there upstairs to the detective's
Exactly.
office, right, to get records and stuff like that to clear some of these little recruits to go off to boot camp.
Yeah.
So we would
Okay.
always see him. It was a black dude and a white, or a Mexican dude and a black dude. Used to always dap them up when they would come into the police department. When I see him, man, they was fresh, dude. They'd had their blues and their little uniforms on. So I'm
Exactly.
already kind of looking at them like, damn, dude, that shit clean, right?
Yeah.
Didn't think much of it. When I decided to kind of make that leap, it was kind of like, okay, do I go to Army to go to Army Special Forces? Do I
Exactly.
go try to be a Navy SEAL? Because I really wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. That's where I really wanted to go. But I was like, you know what? I always wanted to be a Marine too. Yeah,
Mm.
that's where I'm gonna try to go. So I
Mm.
literally called my uncle up, talked to him because he was Coast Guard, like for low, retired warrant officer and stuff. So imagine I called him, got some of his advice. He was like, "Hey man, if you're gonna do it, this is how you do it. Make sure you get it right. Blah blah blah. If that's what you want to do, I support it. I'll tell you. I'll talk to your mom and dad so they kind of be on board with it. Blah blah blah." I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. You see what I'm saying? Because it was like that was my uncle kind of telling me like, "Hey bro, like you'll be all right." You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
was just like it's actually a good thing for you. And I
Heck
took
yeah.
that because, like I said, I knew he wasn't leading me astray because my heart was kind of telling me to go there anyway. So I just literally went down to the recruiting office, man, and it was the funniest thing. Walked in, seen the guys. Hey, what's up, fellas? Give them some dap. I'm like, hey, man, I want to join. They kind of looked at me. Bro, don't you work at the police department? I'm like, yeah, man, I work over there. I was like, but they laid me off. I was like, and I'm waiting for the state troopers. I was like, I don't want to wait. I was like, what? 4 years? I was like, so that way, if it take them 2-3 years, I was like, I'll be done with an enlistment. I come back, I'll just jump back in, right?
Yeah.
That was literally my thought process behind it. So
Yeah.
he's sitting there looking at me like, you serious? I'm like, yeah. So he just plops the book open and I start flipping through the pages. Because I was working at the police department, he was trying to push me towards the MPs. I'm like, nah, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, because I had heard,
not?
well, here's the thing. So once again, I had some good mentors at the police department. Some of them guys were like prior service. You see what I'm saying? So imagine, like, as I was thinking this, I'm talking to these dudes. Hey, man, like, you was Marine? Yeah. You was Army? Yeah. You this? Hey, what you think? You know what I mean? It's like kind of get they feel for it, because I'm looking at them going, this can be done. These dudes got military and they police. Perfect. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, it fits. Right. You see what I'm saying? So imagine I'm looking at these dudes like, okay, you did how many years? 4, you did 8. Oh, you reservist still? Oh, hell yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because it now was giving me options. Because like I said, now I was looking at it. Do I go full time? Do I do the reserve thing?
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, you know us. Well, if I'm gonna commit, let's go big. Because like I said, I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, bid 22, this gonna have me all over the world. And then I was like, you know what? I'm trying to do that special operations style type stuff. I'm going to the Marines and I'm going infantry. So I was flipping through the pages, seeing the little dudes in the rubber round with their faces painted, pointing at the picture, bro. That's what I'm doing. Wow. That's infantry. Cool. That sign me up. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's like, when you want to leave? I'm like, I was like, bro, I can go whenever. He's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing nothing. School, I'm done with school right now. So what's up? And so he was like, all right, cool. Set me up for my ASVAB. I think I went down there to Lansing like one weekend or something, or a day. Took that test, passed it, did the thing.
What is the
delayed entry
test?
program.
What'd you do in Lansing? Like, what is the test? I don't know nothing about it.
It's the ASVAB test. I don't know if you remember taking it. Do you remember taking it in high school? It's kind of mandatory. Like it's not mandatory for everybody, but you could take it like when you like hit like junior year, I think, or something like that. But basically, it's almost like a SAT exam almost.
Oh, okay.
Or ACT.
ACT for us.
ACT.
Yeah, ACT. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
So it's kind of multiple choice, a lot of math, a lot of this, some coding.
Well, I thought it was like pull-ups and stuff. It's just actually
no, you still do. Yeah, you still do that too, though. You still do your pull-ups and all that stuff too. But then, like I said, once that test went and you passed, now it was just a matter of you going down, sign your paperwork, going to get sworn in, then they sign you up for, your boot camp date. So imagine this is what I think I went to talk to them June. So I signed my contract. I think it was like July 31st. I want to say July 31st, 2001.
Again, fear. So what about fear?
There is none.
That is so cool.
I don't fear nothing on 2 feet, my friend. Nothing. You see what I'm saying? Nothing.
Like start sweating, like second. What do you call that? Like second thoughts. You just kept going.
Nah. Let's get it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's get it. You see what I'm saying? Because this is one of those things, man. Like I wanted to be a champion.
Yes.
I hate to say, I don't know if anybody else thought that way, but like I said, man, like they may have been like, oh man, he sucked at sports. I may have sucked, but I was trying. Trust me. You see what I'm saying? Like I wanted it. Trust me. I was putting in extra work. I still do it. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm almost 44 years old and I still be grinding. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my thing is like once I got to that environment, like I said, I was hooked, because when I started working at the police department, I was hooked.
Yeah, exactly.
Walking onto that team let me know that I had the grit and the discipline to do that type of high level stuff, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a building blocking process the whole way. So by the time like I hit the military, I'm looking around and I'm like, man, it's not that bad. Because like I said, physically they couldn't run me. Like I said, I just got done playing college football. You're not going out. Come on. You see what I'm saying? Like we ran. That's all we did for fun.
And you ran the 800 in high school. Like,
right. You see what I'm saying? So I'm running all day on these boys. Like, man, come on. This all y'all got. You know what I mean? It's like, and then like I said, we get to shooting. Oh, that was the dream come true. I'm naturally talented at it. Like, because I think me being like so obsessed with it as a little kid growing up, when I finally got the like training, I took it serious. You see what I'm saying? Like I always tease people, it's like when they see David Goggins and all these dudes, I'm like, man, David Goggins is kind of like my alter ego type.
That's what
That's
I'm
that
saying.
voice. Like his
That's what I
voice
feel.
is
I was
literally
gonna
what's
say
going
that.
on inside my head. You see
I
the
was
screen?
just gonna
You know,
say
like,
that.
because
Yeah.
that's exactly what's going on.
I was like,
That's
that was
why
like
when I
David
see that dude, I'm
Goggins.
like, oh yeah, boy. I'm like, yeah, we gets down,
Kindred
man. Because I'm
spirits.
like,
Yeah.
right, because it's like my thought process. I know everything that dude has said. I'm like, yep, yeah, I remember that. Yep, I definitely remember talking to myself like that. I definitely remember going through it like this. But I started realizing if you wanted to get to those things, you had to try, and you had to
Mm-hmm.
give everything you got. You see what I'm saying? And it's like it's not just everything on the field. No, man, you got to put in the work. You got to go watch film. You got to go do this. And then, like I said, when I got to the military, I'm kind of still like, okay, I'm gonna treat this like I'm an athlete. And
Mm-hmm.
then I told myself, hey man, I'm gonna turn myself into Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant in this shit. Period.
Dang.
Because because here was the thing, like I said, I didn't get to the NFL. You see what I'm saying? Like that was the ultimate dream at first, but then it's like, okay, didn't make it. Then I tried to go do the cop thing at first, and it's like, damn, fell kind of, I didn't fall short, but it's like, man, that got stalled out. But I'm like, you know what? I think I can do this in this arena. Didn't quite know how it was going to navigate through the future of it, but it was like go stand on them yellow footprints and kind of see where it takes you, right? Best advice and best thing I could have ever given myself. You know what I mean? Because it's like once I got through the first phase of it, I was like I said, I didn't come running back home. I was like, man, send me straight to my unit. I want to go see what this stuff all about.
Yeah, you
Especially
just
because,
kept
like I said,
going
September
forward.
11th happened.
Yeah.
Right, because it was very unique time. Think about it. I signed up July 31st, 2001. Couple months later, kaboom. You see what I'm saying? They hit them buildings. I remember that day I was getting ready to go to work at Bennigan's because I went to work there to like just make some money till I went to boot camp.
Yeah,
you see what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I think I was only working there for like 5 months. So imagine
Yeah.
like I had just started working there too. I think I'd only been there for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And that happens. Like they knew I was going to the military. So when it happened, I'm like, oh damn. I show up to work and they just like, oh, one of the girls was like,
Again,
oh my God,
fear.
you going to
You
war. And
don't
I kind
got
of looked
it.
at one of
Yeah.
my boys like, hell yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I am. Yes, I am
Yeah.
gonna go to war, right?
Yeah.
And I remember everybody was like, man, like you scared of this? And I'm like, no, actually. You see what I'm saying? Like I remember just kicking it them last 5 months, man. Like I kind of went on a farewell tour. Went around, was like saying deuce to everybody, came chill with y'all, did some stuff, did it over here, blah, blah, blah. Because I looked at it, it's like, okay, this war gonna be pretty bad. So if I don't make it, hey, I'm out. You see what I'm saying? And most people don't realize that because that's where, like I said, imagine how the magnitude of 9/11. And like I said, I was already signed up. There was no turning back now. I signed that contract, boy. My date was December 17th. You see what I'm saying? So imagine, I'm like, oh, ain't no turning back now, baby.
Is there a way to turn back for real? Like, hell
no.
Okay,
you can, but then you're gonna get arrested and put in jail.
That's illegal, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh
okay.
yeah.